Hello, everybody. I'm coming to you from room 111 here at Clintondale Middle School, and we are here to talk about Chapter 11. And this is the first installment of our videos about Washington's presidency, the debates over the elections that are coming after Washington, and ultimately through the election of 1800. So let's get going first of all on the first topic, which is the title debate. You saw a picture of this, you saw the clip of John Adams. And basically, what John Adams wanted was the president to be respected. They were very concerned that the president wasn't going to get any respect. He wanted respect. And some people said, no, he needs to just be the president. He's not the king. So when it came down to it, George Washington agreed with a lot of the people and decided that he should be called Mr. President. And this is one of the first precedents that he set, was that he would be called Mr. President. And he told John Adams to stop talking about calling me Your Excellency. He wasn't happy with John Adams about this Your Highness or Your Excellency. The next thing I want to talk about is the executive departments. Congress had to set up executive departments to help the president do his many jobs. He set up three departments, the Congress did. They set up three departments: the Department of War, the Department of State, and the Department of the Treasury. The Department of War was set up to defend the nation, and George Washington picked Henry Knox. The Department of State was set up to manage relationships with other nations like France or England or China or whatever nation wants to have dealings with us. The third department was the Department of the Treasury. And the Treasury Department's job was to manage the money. Hey, I'm back. Just had to scratch my nose. Didn't want to do it in front of everybody. It was not a pick, by the way. It was a scratch. Anyway, the State Department, which his job was to manage the relationships with other countries, was led by Thomas Jefferson as the secretary. And then the management of the money in the Treasury Department, that was headed up by Alexander Hamilton. These three guys together are known as the President's Cabinet. The executive department heads are secretaries, and when all the secretaries get together, that is a meeting of the cabinet. The last topic that I wanted to talk about today is going to be on the test, so I want to make sure that you know that it's on the test and that you are going to be able to answer the questions. One of Washington's first challenges was that he had to deal with the Whiskey Rebellion, and it had really nothing to do with the consumption of whiskey. It had to do with a tax on whiskey. So here we go. The farmers in western Pennsylvania in the Appalachian Mountains didn't want to take their grain to the market because it was too heavy, so they made their grain into alcohol. And the government decided it would be a good idea to tax that alcohol. Well, the farmers said they wouldn't pay that tax, and they had a small rebellion, very similar to Shays' Rebellion in Massachusetts. Where we have a difference is Washington wanted to show the power of the national government, and his boy Alexander Hamilton, the Secretary of the Treasury, also wanted Washington to flex his strength as the commander, as not as a king, but as the commander-in-chief. So he sent, Washington didn't send anybody. He went himself with 13,000 men. Some might say he rolled deep. Okay, he came with 13,000 men. And the reason that he showed such force is because he wanted to show that the national government had the strength to do what it needed to do to enforce its taxes and enforce its own laws. Real quick reminder. We have John Adams, who wanted to call the president Your Excellency or Your Highness. George Washington preferred Mr. President. We have the executive departments of War, State, and Treasury, and those secretaries are Knox, Jefferson, and Hamilton. Those department heads together are the cabinet. We had the Whiskey Rebellion, where farmers were upset over the whiskey tax, but Washington came with an army and forced them to pay the tax. George Washington, we're going to learn more about him tomorrow. We have a quiz tomorrow, so make sure that you're doing your studying, make sure that you're studying your notes, and make sure that you're being safe. Have a nice day.